Number 62, Pat Conte.
Back at Viking Field, we are tied at 7 at halftime, getting ready to begin the second half of play. And John, what do you look for in the second half?
Well, I don't look for any change, major changes anyway in Upper Merion. I think they had an excellent game plan. I think they executed that game plan very, very well. And I think it's very foolish if they depart from that game plan. They controlled the ball most of the first and second quarter. They executed very, very well. So I don't look for any major changes. I think if the game continues the way it is with the score 7-7 late in the ball game, I think they'll come up with some unbalanced line to try to confuse the defensive team of Norristown and try to get the ball in position for Caesar Ridings to do his thing. As far as Norristown is concerned, I would be worried if I was Coach Grove because his team hasn't really got off the mark offensively. And with Dennison back there, they really haven't dominated the game like many people thought they were going to. So I don't know what he has, but certainly he has to be concerned. And he may just try to put it up a little more. You know, one of the weaknesses of Upper Merion's defense, if there is a weakness that they've showed all year, was the pass defense. That's come on strong the last couple of games, though, but maybe Norristown thinks they could exploit that and throw the ball a little more. But, again, I think the field conditions is going to determine that.
32, Caesar Ridings.
The rain has lightened up considerably since the ball game started out, so that might make things a little bit easier, but the field is getting muddy. So players are going to have to watch a little more carefully to keep their footing. Kickoff is returned by number 23 of Norristown, and a nice hit, Rick Waldrop. Nice hit on Waldrop.
Well, Waldrop was the young man who returned that the second kickoff that Upper Merion had for the touchdown, but he just didn't get any kind of momentum going that time. Upper Merion had excellent kick coverage on that.
Norristown will start off. First down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Wayne Denson is not in the ball game right now. Norristown going with Carmine Bello and Roy Suber as backs. Pitch to Suber. Suber trying to get room to the outside, finds none. As a matter of fact, he might have lost some yardage.
That was excellent penetration there by Jamie Ramsey. He really controlled the play that time and forced the ball carrier to make adjustments, and that's when the rest of the defensive team caught up with him. Good pursuit by Upper Merion. Good initial penetration by Jamie Ramsey.
Loss of 2. It'll be second down and 12. Weber hands off to Bella this time. Across the 25, about the 26, pickup of about 3.
Ball carrier taken down by number 51, Rick Claremont. Earl Claremont.
It'll be third down and 9.
On those two running plays, both the offensive team looked very sluggish on that, and I think that's because they're playing in a part of the field that there's very little grass, and they're having a difficult time with their footing.
Pass is incomplete. The intended receiver was number 80 for the Eagles, Brian Murphy. So it'll be fourth down and 9, and Norristown will have to punt it away.
Brian was complaining he was interfered with on that play, but I think it was a good call by the official. He had little or no chance to catch that ball, so I think if the pass had been down a little closer to him, he may have thrown the flag.
10, John
Cabot will punt it away. DeGinto and Kelly back for Upper Merion at their own 45. A line drive kick. Kelly will let it bounce in front of him, then fields it at midfield, and he's got a little bit of room down the sidelines. He's forced out at the 40, so Upper Merion will have good field position to start their initial drive of the second half.
Again, Upper Merion comes through with a gambling play, and it pays off for him. That was a great run by John. It caught the defense snapping a little bit because they thought the ball was going to roll dead, and they just let up a little bit, and he just scooped it up and ran down the sidelines. Had he one more block, it might have been a touchdown.
Condon Down to the 32-yard line, and a fumble, and Norristown has recovered. Cunnan coughed up the ball near the sidelines as he was going down.
Well, Upper Merion came with a strong, unbalanced line, strong to the right, and then ran back to the short side of the field. And Rich Conlon switched the ball from one hand to the other, and it was just at that time when he was switching that the hit was made on him, and he coughed the ball up.
Rich at number 35, Norristown, was the fumble recovered. It'll be first down and 10 for Norristown. That's Suber with the ball. He gets it up to the 37.
Taken down by 42, Jim Doherty.
Jim Doherty of Upper Merion making the tackle.
Ball now.
9.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Art Saxon along with John Oystridge from Viking Field. It's Upper Merion 7 and Norristown 7. Once again, Suber goes across the 40.
Suber's ball carrier taken down by 14.
Paul Sereno making the stop.
Again, Jamie Ramsey made good penetration there, along with number 51, Earl Claremont, and forced that runner to run inside where the rest of the defense was able to catch up with him.
A 3rd and 4 situation. Norristown with the ball at their own 39. Penalty flag. See whether Norristown took too much time, and they indeed did. That's the 3rd time that's happened to them in this ball game, and at this point in the season, it really shouldn't be happening.
Well, I just think what's happening, Art, is they're taking too much time in setting the plays in from the sideline, and that throws the whole rhythm of the offensive team out. I did notice, however, that Upper Merion was coming on with the blitz that time and really had that interior line jammed up. And had that play been run off, I'm sure it would have gone for no gain at all, or maybe even loss.
34-yard line.
Instead of 3rd and 4, it'll be 3rd and 9 now. Weaver going to the air, looking for a receiver, gets away from Ramsey, and then the pass is incomplete. He overshoots.
He did a great job of getting away from a great rush by Upper Merion, and it forced Norristown to punt now. It was a great job by the defense. The defense is really up. You can see them coming off the field with their coaches, Coach Stone and Coach Mosier, that they're really hyped up for this, and I think there may be the difference as the game goes on.
Lonnie Williams was the man for whom the pass was intended. John Cabot in punting formation. Kelly receives the kick on his 32.
They have a wedge here.
But Norristown comes back in to stuff the inside. You were right, John. They had a chance to get to the outside.
Ball carrier.
Upper Merion's been working on that play, that picket post on a kick return or punt return, and they did have a good punt return on, but one or two men again break it down.
It'll be first down and 10.
Upper Merion starting from their own 39, 1st and 10, 7:53 left to go in the third quarter. Kelly to the 41.
Number 22, Rich Kelly, ball carrier.
Rich Mitchell, number 70, making the tackle for the Eagles.
Ball on the 42-yard line, second down.
2nd down and 8. Pitch to Kelly. Kelly gets perhaps to the line of scrimmage, and that is all. Dave Eisler, number 86, stopping Kelly for Norristown. It'll be 3rd and 7.
That was a good play on Eisler's part. He really did a good job of penetrating and stopping Kelly for just a yard gain.
Corbin keeps. Gets up to the 48. They'll be near a first down.
That was a quarterback draw. They put the man in motion and looked like they were going to flood that right zone and try that little pass that they're so famous for, that little sprint out pass. But Norristown reacted very well to it, just as Upper Merion hoped it did, and Corbin was able to tuck the ball under his arm and go up the gut for what looked like a first down. We'll have to see the measurement coming up here now. Fans are moaning. They thought when the chains weren't stretched out that Upper Merion had it, but when they pulled the chain, it was about 2 feet short. And I think Upper Merion is going to go for a gamble again. They're throwing caution to the wind. This is the game. There's nothing to hold back here. They did it once before in the first quarter. I think they're going to go for it again.
The Upper Merion fans are up. 4th down and about a yard.
Offside.
They do that shift very often on 4th and short, and they drew Norristown offside.
This is something we've said during the telecast earlier this year that Upper Merion is famous for, and let's just see what the call is. Norristown offside, and the strategy worked. One thing I want to point out, though, as soon as that play was called, Bob DeGinto, who was the split end for Upper Merion, who's had a great season, incidentally, he jumped up with joy because he knew that he had drawn the Eagles offside. But he could have very well been called off for offside himself, and it would have nullified the penalty.
Hyman drops it, and it's recovered by Norristown. He never had that ball in his hands, so a break goes the Eagles' way. Rich Mitchell falling on the loose football.
The exchange was never made. It was a good tramp play. The blocking seemed to be all in order, and one of those things that happen. Fumbles are just as much a part of the game as a completed pass.
Norristown will have it on their own 48. Fake by Weber. It's looking downfield, and the pass is incomplete.
Art Upper Merion is getting an excellent rush from their down lineman, and that time Pat Pronte, who is the leader of that defensive line, he really fought his way through there and put an awful lot of pressure on the quarterback and made him throw perhaps a little bit earlier than he wanted to. Force him out of that pocket. Great effort by Pronte and the rest of the interior linemen for Upper Merion.
Second down and 10. Weber has the receiver, Carmine Bello, and he gets to the 47 of Upper Merion.
That time the Norristown offensive line let Jamie Ramsey come in on a full blitz. Really no one blocked him. And what they do is try to put Serber right in back of Jamie's position and form a wall of blockers for him as a screen pass. That time it worked beautifully, but Upper Merion just reacted so well as they normally do to playing their keys and came back to stop it for just a 2 or 3 yard gain. 3rd down and about 4.
From the Upper Merion 47-yard line, backs are in an eye. Handoff goes to Suber. He gets stopped at the 45 and driven back. So Norristown is short of the first down. We'll see how they play it.
That time the tailback Sorber was leading a little bit. He was almost in motion, and he sort of caught himself, and I don't think he had a real good firm footing to carry that ball.
Ball rests now on the 46-yard line, 3rd down and 4.
Norristown apparently will punt it away. John Cabot standing on his own 42. Low snap. Gets the kick off.
Oh! Roughing the punter penalty.
Doherty ran into the kicker. Flag went down immediately. And the Eagles are going to get a big break. Cabot appears to be hurt. Might have gotten clipped in that leg and possibly twisted it on his way down. He's being attended to.
Well, Jimmy Dougherty, when he came through, hit him up high. It wasn't a question of his leg. He hit him up high and just, I think, knocked the wind out of him. That's a tough pick for Upper Merion, but, you know, it was good strategy to come in there because what had been happening on all the punts, I noticed Cabot is moving up closer and closer because to pass that ball by the center, 15, 16 yards deep like they normally would be on a dry field, because of the wetness of the ball, they've been shortening the distance between the punter and the center. And so it was a good gamble on Upper Merion's part. It just didn't work out right.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Norristown will have it on the Upper Merion 30-yard line. We have 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. We are tied at 7. Suber this time has no room. Upper Merion right there to meet him. 5 Viking shirts.
Art, I noticed that this half that Denson hasn't been in the ball game, and I'm trying to look on the sidelines. I can't see his number, but if Roger Grove is going to use him in a spot situation, this would be one of the places where I guess he would insert him in the ball game if he's ready to go and able to go. Like I say, I can't see him on the sideline, but so I don't know what the status of Denson is, but they certainly could use him here.
2nd and 12. Weber has the receiver, or no, he dropped the football.
It's a great effort on the receiver's part. He was trying to get that with one hand and bring it into him, but ball just slipped through his grasp.
Elsier was the receiver who had the ball in his hand for a moment.
Okay, I see Wayne Denson standing next to Coach Grove now. Looks like he's able to go back in the ball game, and maybe we'll save him for the 4th down play.
Third and 12. Elsier split to the right side. Fumble! Up in a fumble! The Vikings have it. The Vikings have it, so turnabout is fair play.
That was number 49, Jim Carresco, who made that recovery, and it was a great job on his part. Jim Carresco recovers the fumble. Upper Merion. The handoff wasn't there. It was a poor exchange between the quarterback and the ball carrier, and it just slid through.
We'll see if that picks the Vikings up. 1st down and 10. Whistles and
timeout Upper Merion.
Must have gotten the timeout off just in time. Coach Shine going out to talk to his team. We have 2:54 remaining in the third quarter. It's Upper Merion 7, Norristown 7. Upper Merion scored first in the second quarter, and then Norristown came back on the ensuing kickoff, a little lateral play, and it was run into the end zone by Rick Waldrop.
I think the Upper Merion fans ought to be very, very impressed with the way that their team has been playing today. It's certainly evident that they've outplayed the Eagles from Norristown, and you know, just that one play, as we said earlier, the one kickoff play was the equalizer. But Upper Merion certainly has dominated a much, much bigger, much physical team in Norristown, and we ought to be proud of the way our young kids are coming through for them today.
First and 10, Porbine.
Oh.
And the receiver slips. Rich Kynan could not come back to the ball. He was being covered closely by number 58.
Andy Ward. He's 6 feet, 180 pounds. He's a center, senior. And there's a case where the senior experience paid off. He wasn't fooled by that screen pass and floated out there. And if that ball had been thrown up, I'm sure it would have been an interception with maybe some disastrous results, maybe even a touchdown. We have a timeout for equipment now. John Kelly coming over to the sideline and getting a new helmet.
He's about 30 pounds heavier than I now. His shirt came up to like right here. The fellas think I really I used to go out in high school for a while. Whoa, she came walking around. What a fantasy. Are you kidding me?
Vikings have a 2nd and 10 from their own 36. Porbon. And an interception this time. You were right. You mentioned it on the play before. Elsier picking off the pass and a late flag.
Dan Porbon's pass is picked off by Dave Elsier, but there's a flag on the play.
It looked like the flag came after the interception, so I still think that Norristown's going to retain the ball and perhaps a penalty tacked onto it. It might have been a face guarding penalty.
Well, it's a clip on Norristown blocking for Elsier after he made the interception.
By Norristown after the reception.
But the Eagles have the football. Probably a little mix-up in the pattern because the ball was really not that close to the receiver.
Elser's had a hell of a game so far.
It's a 15-yard assessment against Norristown.
Ball's on about the 46, 47-yard line.
On the 47-yard line, 1st and 10.
I didn't see him like his ankle or anything. I thought his ankle got hurt.
1st down and 10 for the Eagles at the Upper Merion 47-yard line. Suber is stopped at the 45.
Looked like a final fumble. Upper Merion has the ball.
So the sloppy field really taking its toll. Defense is also hitting hard out there, and the Vikings get the ball right back.
Well, as we said earlier, I think this is going to be a game that's going to be decided by the defensive effort of either squad. And right now, Upper Merion seems to be having the upper hand on the defensive fortunes. They've been making things happen. They've been causing fumbles. They've been causing the runners to cut back when they want to go outside. They've been causing the quarterbacks to make sure that the ball has gone a little earlier, release the ball quicker than they want to. So the defense has been carrying the play so far.
Carrasco caused the fumble. Here it is. Like you showed it right. No.
Rich Condon on the handoff gets up to the 48.
I noticed number 77, Joe Techman from Upper Merion, a very, very important clog in that defensive line, is on the sideline getting some medical attention. Looks like he has a cramp in his left leg. The two student trainers, Brian Ekman and Dave Ekman, are doing a tremendous job, and as they have all year, in keeping this the injuries to a minimum.
2nd and 6 for the Vikings. Russ Poston gets into Norristown territory, or the 49.
I would think this is what Upper Merion has to do. They just have to run at Norristown. Right now, the field is causing Norristown to not get off the ball as quickly as they'd like to, and as a result, Upper Merion, who knows where they're running the ball, is able to get those angles and just make the holes.
Bob DeGinto just gets off the field in time. Pitch to Kelly. Kelly fighting towards that 1st down. Will be a couple yards short. His progress took him down to the 47-yard line of Norristown.
Russ Poston and Sean Kenny made a great job on the end, forced him outside. Kelly was able to move up inside for a few yards, but didn't have any room to run up there. A good pursuit by Norristown.
Upper Merion's going to punt it this time. They're not going to gamble on 4th down unless this is a fake. Caesar Ridings, high snap. Ridings gets it and kicks it. Excellent job by Caesar. Norristown lets it roll, and Upper Merion will be on defense, but they got a big break there. Caesar recovering very well, showing his senior poise.
Well, that was an excellent play by him, and I was just thinking, Upper Merion on that punt was showing that they're going to get a little bit conservative. And when that ball was snapped high, I thought, oh boy, here it is. They've gambled twice and made it on the 4th down situation. Now they're going with the punt. But fortunately, Caesar, with his athletic ability, made an excellent catch and got a good punt off. So it worked in Upper Merion's favor.
This may be the last play of the quarter. Only 10 seconds left. And a nice play by Upper Merion, stopping the ball carrier. That was the quarterback keeping. Little fisticuffs down on the field. Officials separating the players. There's no time left.
that was a quarterback draw play, and it didn't work. Upper Merion was ready for it and did an excellent job.